As a mom of two in her 30s, life can be so busy, especially since I tend to try to squeeze too much into my days. What really helps me keep a clutter-free and functional home and also avoid overwhelm and burnout as a mom is creating these little systems and habits that support all those little things I want to do in my day. So today I'm taking you along for the day to share how I incorporated these 7 small habits that actually make a big difference. Today we started the day at 6:30 when my toddler woke up. In an ideal world, I would love to work out before my kids wake up, but because they still wake up quite early, sometimes 6, sometimes before 6, I tend to work out a little bit later in the morning. So I started by making breakfast for us all. The kids had some combination of like cereal, toast, fruit, and then I had yogurt with fruit and some granola and almond butter, which is one of my favorite combos at the moment. One thing I've been really trying to prioritize lately is my health, making sure I get in, my water in the morning, stay hydrated, making sure I eat a proper breakfast and not skip it. I think especially as moms, it can be so easy to put our health on the back burner and just focus on the kids and the family, but the truth is we need to take care of ourselves too. And that starts with breakfast for me. One small habit I do throughout the day that really helps me stay on top of it and just feel calmer throughout my day is to tidy and clean as I go and not let things pile up. Like emptying the dishwasher first thing in the morning, putting the dirty dishes back in the dishwasher, cleaning surfaces, and just making sure there aren't piles of dishes and things thrown around that just stress me out throughout the day. This just creates that clutter-free calm space that I can then, relax in and focus on my work in and feel more productive. I prepped most of the kids' school stuff the night before, but I'm just going to put everything next to the entrance so we don't forget it. And since I prepped quite a bit the night before, on this particular morning we didn't have that much to do, and so that usually means I can be a bit calmer and more present with the kids. We can even have a little bit of a play, make a puzzle, and I find that it just starts our day on a much better note rather than, stressing and rushing around. And I'm not saying every day is like this, but this is just something I've become more mindful of. Then I'm going to quickly just put on my workout clothes because I'll work out later, and then I'm gonna just brush teeth, get quickly ready to do the school run. And first I took my daughter to nursery. She is first to go, and it's not always a nice experience. Like sometimes she doesn't want to go, and I just know she usually enjoys her time there. So that kind of makes me feel at peace, but you know how some mornings are just harder, and this was one of those. I also needed to bring some more nappies to nursery, so I packed those with us, and then we were on our way. One thing I found as a content creator and working on my own business here is that my work kind of never ends. Like there's always something else I could be doing, and because it's my own business and it's just on me, I find it hard to switch off sometimes. And in the past I have prioritized just getting more work done over my health and maybe doing a workout or going for a run, but I'm really trying to be better about this and to start my day with a workout because my health is important too if I want to be able to keep on top of my business, my house, taking care of the kids and my family. And so I really want to try to prioritize this in this season of life. And then once I've had my shower, I'm also putting on makeup because today is also a filming day. So on my to-do list I have quite a few videos I need to film. I need to film something for Instagram, and just a lot of content to create today. So that means I usually do the full face of makeup and get ready. I try to sometimes film 2 or 3 videos in a row just because it's easier that way. I'm already setting things up, and so I might as well film a few videos in a row. I find the never miss twice habit really helpful when it comes to staying consistent with my YouTube channel. So I'm trying to always make make sure I don't miss twice in a row. It's okay if I miss one video for some reason, but never two in a row. And that's really helped me stay consistent for quite a while now. And once I'm finished filming, I will always try to tidy after myself, just put all my camera gear away, because clutter attracts clutter. So staying on top of it actually makes things easier. I'm also prepping here some parcels to return and a few things I sold on Vinted that I need to take to the locker. And I find that decluttering consistently really helps to keep a clutter-free home, obviously. And it just takes less effort and energy because it's not that much decluttering like it used to be in the beginning. I'm going to take a break now from work and practice my Spanish a bit. I've been using the Rosetta Stone language learning app for this. Thank you to Rosetta Stone for partnering on this part of the video. We're hoping to visit Spain sometime, so I would love to know how to speak the language when we do. I've always been interested in languages, and I even learned a bit of Spanish from watching soap operas with my grandma when I was little. But it kind of stopped at no quiero vivir sin ti. I'm originally from Romania, and I learned English really early in school. Learning a new language has opened up so many opportunities for me. I even did my uni studies in Romanian and English, and I also did my master's degree in grammar. I better not make any grammar mistakes in this video. Lots of studies and articles say that learning a new language can actually boost your brain, and it can be such an expansive experience. Rosetta Stone uses something called dynamic immersion, which basically means you're learning the language the way that you would naturally pick it up if you were surrounded by native speakers. So instead of translating back and forth in your head, you learn through pictures and audio and interactive tools, which really help you understand and think in the language from the start.
Ellos están leyendo en la biblioteca.
Un museo.
Ella trabaja en el banco.
Estoy en casa.
One of the great features is the True Accent, which is Rosetta Stone's speech recognition tool. It listens to your pronunciation and it gives you instant feedback to help you sound more like a native speaker. If you want to learn a new language yourself, you can get 60% off an unlimited language lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone by clicking the link in the description box. Before it's time to go pick up my daughter from nursery, I'm gonna take a little bit of time to make my lunch, and I make sure I actually have my lunch, and I'm not the kind of person who can skip lunch without getting grumpy. Today I'm making egg mayo on toast with some spring onion, and I'm gonna do this really quickly. I'm making it for both myself and my husband, and I always have a coffee as well. I don't tend to have a lot of time to make my lunches, so it's always something quick like this, or maybe a quick sandwich with lots of veggies or something like that. Let me know what quick lunches you like to make, and that would be really helpful, so let me know in the comments below. And I'm also sticking here to my habit of cleaning surfaces as I go and putting dishes away as I go throughout my day. So after lunch, after I'm finished making it, I'll put dishes in the dishwasher, maybe spray the surfaces if they need it, and just making sure that we stay on top of it, because then things don't pile up and it just makes things a lot smoother. Then it's time to go pick up my toddler from nursery, and it's always a mission to keep her awake on the car journey home, because she is just so tired afterwards. But I also don't want her to have a quick 5-minute car nap, because then the whole nap is off and I know she'll be overtired, and I'm just trying to avoid that as much as we can. So when we get back home, I take her straight upstairs.
Hey, I'll show you.
You show me? What do you want to show me?
I'll show you.
And she's usually very tired at this point, so she will go down to sleep quite quickly. And then it's time for me to go downstairs and get more work done for an hour or two, or however long she naps. And I'm gonna do a bit of Instagram work, post my reel, and I'm also starting to do a little bit of editing, answering some emails. That's always on my to-do list, just trying to keep that inbox zero. And I find it really helpful to have that second brain set up, so I use Notion for this, and I have pages set up in Notion for all the different areas of my life and my business. I have my weekly to-do, my YouTube plan, my sales for my product. Then once my toddler is up from her nap, I will bring her downstairs, and then usually she'll have something to eat and she'll have a little play with me before it's time to go on the school run to pick up my son. We usually walk this school run, so getting some more steps in, getting some fresh air. Sometimes we stop at the playground on the way back and we play with their friends. And yeah, it's just nice to be out in nature a bit more. And one thing I do is I always pack snacks with me in my bag, because I just know they're so hungry at this point. Well, not my toddler so much as my son, because he comes out of school just starving. Once we're back home, I will start making dinner, and usually my husband is around to help, just kind of, play with the kids while I get dinner done. If my husband is not around, then it's kind of more of a juggle back and forth to, see what the kids are up to, make sure they're okay. Tonight I'm making some rice, which I'm just gonna cook here separately in a pan. And then I'm gonna make salmon in the oven. I just put some lemon juice on top, salt, pepper, and then I pop that in the oven for about 20 minutes. The kids, sometimes they'll have some salmon, but they're not always keen on it. So I'm making some fish fingers for them as well. I'm also gonna chop some veggies and some fruit for them on their plate. And then for us, I'm doing a little salad on the side with some spinach, avocado, and some spring onion. And you know how sometimes avocado is a bit of a gamble? Well, I cut this one and it was perfect. And for our little side salad, I will also put some lemon juice on top, some salt and pepper, and I find that it's such a nice little side salad for this dinner. I love simple meals like this because they don't take that long to prepare. They're very satisfying and filling, and I know they're really healthy as well. So my meal plan, like list of meals, is packed full of simple meals that don't take that long to make, because I don't have time to prepare like 3-hour-long cooking meals. And then I would love to say that we just sit down and enjoy our meal together, which we do, but at the same time it's a lot of getting up and down, back and forth, helping the toddler. You know how it is eating with kids. It's just not the same as just sitting down and enjoying your full meal with no interruptions, but not complaining. That's just parent life, isn't it? And after dinner, my husband and I will do a quick tidy. So we'll put dishes away, spray surfaces again, and it's not that much to do when I've been doing it throughout the day anyway. It just doesn't pile up that much, and it's so quick to do this end of day tidy. And it means the next morning when I wake up, I'm greeted to a pretty clean kitchen, and I can start my day fresh instead of, waking up to lots of dirty dishes that just kind of make me feel a bit meh starting my day. Then after dinner, our usual routine at the moment is we will go outside in the garden. So I've set up the cushions outside in our garden to sit down, and we will, play there with the kids, run around, get some fresh air. And one habit I find really helpful is to always make sure I have this kind of present time with the kids. I find that making things, playful, even in their hard moments, is really helpful when it comes to parenting. It's not always easy because at the end of the day, you don't always have as much energy left, but it's what we try to do. And also making time for that connection with them, just catching up on their day, see how their day was, and just to do little activities and play time together, because I find that that's when things come out and they will chat to you about things that are happening in their life. Then today we actually also headed out to the playground, and we met up with some friends there, and they were really cute playing together and reading together. I ordered my son some more books from Vinted, so they were really excited to go through those. He's really enjoying The Diary of a Wimpy Kid at the moment. He's going through them so fast. And once we're back home, I will start kind of winding down. We will do bath time with them, just closing the curtains and getting everything ready for bedtime for them, which can take quite a while, especially with my toddler. And I think throughout the day there are so many moments where we have to kind of put out fires as parents, or help them deal with hard moments. and process hard feelings, and it can really be a lot. But at the end of the day, I like to remember that we did the best that we could that day, and I think that's what really matters. Thank you so much for coming along with me today, and just a reminder to check out Rosetta Stone that's linked in the description box, and I will see you in the next video.